When you come to understand and accept that your parent is a narcissist, it is not an easy thing to do, but it's the first step. First thing you're going to do is you're going to do so much research. You're going to watch all these videos and read books and just trying to understand, like, why are they the way they are? Then what's happening is you're focusing on them. The next thing you're going to need to understand, once you accept that this is how they are, is what is the damage that it did to you? Because you may not be aware of how far-reaching it has been for you. Today I'm going to talk about how narcissistic parents ruin particular areas of your life, and we're going to cover those areas in this video, and I'm going to give you some things that you can do to begin or continue your healing process. Hi, I'm Dr. Meg Haworth, and I'm a transpersonal psychologist, holistic nutritional chef, and best-selling author of Get Well Now, Healing Yourself with Food and the Power of the Mind. It is a handbook of holistic healing to help you through the effect that abuse, particularly narcissistic abuse or sexual abuse as a child, has had on your body over time, and how that can relate to illness and translate to illness and to pain in the body. So like I said in this video, I'm going to be talking about narcissistic parents and the different areas of your life that they can really ruin. And you may not even have been able to see it clearly yet, but I'm hoping that in this video it's going to really help you understand more deeply the different parts of your life that have been affected, but they've been kind of normal for you. Or maybe they haven't been. So it's been... That's the way you've been, but you know you want to change. You know you want to change you, and you know that you can change you because you clicked on this video, and you're wanting to create a new way of being, a new way of living, and a new way of thinking about yourself and healing. So the first area that I see really heavily that gets ruined or can get completely ruined by narcissistic parenting is your self-esteem. Your self-esteem is how you feel and think about yourself. And when you are raised by a narcissistic parent, you are raised to be other-oriented. So you're raised to focus on them, focus on their needs, and when you grow up, you might become that person who focuses on everyone else's needs. You may be a really kind, generous, loving, empathetic person, which are great qualities to have, but you may completely neglect your own needs and neglect your own self-esteem. So while you find yourself maybe building up the people around you, what you need to learn to do is to build up yourself. What I'm going to suggest that you do is to begin just by looking at you and looking at the great qualities that you have. And if that's hard for you, because I know this can be hard, it was hard for me when I first started doing it. What are my great qualities? What are the things that are special and important about you? What are the things that you're really good at? What are your skills, your talents, your abilities? And if you feel like I'm not good at anything, I don't have any good qualities, that could very well be the voice of the narcissistic parent in your head who has ruined your ability to even see the wonderful things that there are about you. And so what you can do is you can also ask a close friend, or you can ask, like if you have a trusted spouse or somebody that you really love and care about and cares about you, ask them, what do they like about you? And just start taking it in. Just start receiving the compliment, receiving the love, receiving the wonderful things that other people have to say about you, and then start to recognize those in yourself. And if that's hard for you, then look at the people in your life that you really love and admire. And what do you love about them? Because chances are, and I know this is the thing, whatever it is that you see in somebody else that's really positive and wonderful, that makes you feel really good, is something that you also possess. You're looking in the mirror at this person who's reflecting back to you something that you already have, something that makes you feel good, makes you feel loved, makes you feel cared for. So just think of it that way, and then just begin writing your list of qualities and wonderful things that you know are true about you, but it just were never really allowed to come out and play. So that's the first step of something you can do to begin healing right now. The second area of people's lives that I see narcissistic parenting that just really ruins, and I hear this all the time from my clients, it's identity. Your identity is how you identify, what you identify as. And your identity, if you're parented by a narcissist, is wrapped up in them because it had to be. You had to do that in order just to survive. So you had to focus on them, their needs, what do they want, what's important to them, what their expectations were. And so you didn't have very much time to explore your own skills, talents, abilities, gifts, and what you really feel and what you really believe in. Because you were told you're supposed to believe in this in order to be a part of the family system. Narcissistic family systems operate a lot like cults do, where you have the narcissist at the head of it, and they are dictating everything that you should be thinking, doing, and feeling. And when you step outside of those boundaries, because that's not how you are, that's not how you want to be, you're in a lot of trouble for that. And so then you may learn early on, well, in order to stay safe in any kind of way, which is really not possible in a narcissistic family system, but even just for a bigger amount of time, you might want to stay safe. You learned that you need to be other oriented. You need to focus on the narcissistic parent. And so your identity can get sacrificed. I hear it all the time from my clients, Dr. Meg, I just don't have any sense of identity. I don't really know who I am. And this is a big question, and I want you just to ask this question. I want you to ask this question with all of your heart. Who am I? And set out to answer that question. And when you ask that question with all of your heart, just know that things are going to come to you to help you grow, to help you heal, to help you learn, to help you process. People will come to you. Books will come to you. Google, identity, books on identity. How do I find my true identity? Who am I? Why am I here? What's the purpose of my life? Those three questions, I think, are the richest questions that we can ask as humans. And those are the questions where the answers, they're all inside of you. They've probably been really blocked up by your narcissistic parent, but those questions are there. And when you ask and set about answering those questions, it's a very powerful moment for you. Because those answers will come to you, they will unfold, they'll come forth, and you'll get to be who you were meant to be, and that's amazing. The third area of your life that your narcissistic parent could completely ruin for you are relationships with others. You may be terrified to walk into new group situations because you feel so insecure you don't know what to say, or you're afraid that what you're going to say is going to be turned back around on you. You have been programmed and trained to believe these things, to believe that you're a bad person, you don't get it right, you're wrong all the time. So you're assuming on some level that that's how other people operate, and most people don't. They don't. They want to get to know you. They want to get to understand who you are, what you're about, and just be friends with you, or to welcome you into a group situation, so that you can be a participating part of the group. Yes, there may be a narcissist somewhere in the group, but that's a video for another day. But that's not for you to handle. It's not for you to take care of. Raising your self-esteem, your self-worth, and how you feel about you is something that's going to be really important to these relationships, to being able to walk into a situation where it's a new group, and maybe it's a class you're taking, and you feel really uncomfortable with that new group, and it may take you a while to open up. It's okay. Just be gentle with yourself, because it's okay to feel insecure. It's okay to look at where those insecurities came from, and it's okay to create a new way of being. It may just take you a little bit of time to get comfortable with the group, to kind of assess how people are, what they're like, and become part of this group situation. That's okay. Just give yourself that space. Now, romantic relationships can be particularly difficult because you were never taught how to work through anything with anyone. So you may not have any skills for this. And this is going to be something that you're going to need to acquire skills for. This is really, really important to learn how to talk to others, to learn how to set boundaries for yourself, rules for yourself that you follow for you, and then request that other people follow those as well, and then let go of when they don't, can't, or won't. So it's a really complex thing that you might have to work through here, but it's actually really powerful and really beautiful once you acquire the skills to be able to have these conversations with people, and to also learn like what conversations maybe aren't that important to have. What are some things you can work out within yourself that maybe you don't need to go through with people in your life, with relationships in your life. So relationships can be really difficult. Getting into relationships with somebody who's healthy, that can be really difficult as well, because you are programmed by a narcissistic parent. So you are in some ways comfortable, it seems normal to you, to have somebody who's critical, to have somebody who is rude to the wait staff, or, those might seem like normal behaviors, but those are hurtful. So when establishing relationships with other people, the most important thing to do is to establish a better relationship with yourself. I really recommend that if you're between relationships, or if you're getting out of a relationship and you've had a narcissistic parent or been in a narcissistic relationship, take at least 1 year off to work on yourself. Figure out who you are, figure out your identity, raise your self-esteem, create your boundaries, create your rules for yourself that you're not willing to let anybody else burst through. And get yourself stronger, because healing from narcissistic abuse is a process. It's not something that happens overnight. You didn't get programmed overnight. It's a process. So give yourself some time, give yourself some love and respect as you go into relationships going forward. Another area of your life that narcissistic parents can really ruin is your ability to trust yourself and to trust other people. This is such an important thing in life, is first of all to have self-trust, to be able to hear your own inner voice, your own intuitive guidance, letting you know, go left, go right, try this, try that. Being able to hear that inner voice is a powerful thing that you get really disconnected from. You may be really connected to it in a protective manner because you had to protect yourself from your narcissistic parents. So you were always feeling the atmosphere to try to feel out what their mood was going to be when they came through the door at the end of the night. And so you are using your intuition to seek out and feel the negativity in the room. But intuition is really powerful when you use it to feel the goodness of others, to feel into their good qualities, to feel into your own good qualities first, because that's going to be the first place that you need to call out those parts of the self and develop that. That will help you with your own self-trust and your ability to trust others. So narcissistic parents, it's a constant betrayal. So you're going to feel betrayed. You're going to look for betrayal around you. You're going to look for things that people are doing that they may not even really be doing because your perception is so skewed towards mistrust, because you were taught you can't be trusted, because the narcissistic parent doesn't trust you because they know they can't be trusted, and they're turning those tables on you all the time. So this cognitive dissonance can create this thing in you where you are in this place of distrust most of the time. So healing your ability to trust yourself, the ability to trust others, and raising your standards to bring other people into your life that are more healthy and available for a really healthy relationship is something that you can also do. So this will help you with your relationships. It'll help you with your self-trust. It will help you with your identity and your self-esteem as well. Okay, so the next area of life that parents that are narcissistic can really ruin is your ability to communicate and your expression, your personal self-expression, which is going to come through your identity, your self-esteem, getting to know who you are, answering those big questions like, who am I? Why am I here? What's the purpose of my life? Those are important questions to really ask and to ponder and to search through, as I said earlier, your ability to communicate in a way that's concise, that's powerful, that can be heard, that is how you mean it to be heard, and how you mean to say things, can be really, really thwarted by a narcissistic parent, because you're constantly trying to figure out what you should say, what you shouldn't say, what you can't say. You may have been in silence for so long you don't quite know how to articulate, or even to identify what's that thing I'm feeling, because you get really cut off from your feelings because the only person in the room whose feelings are important are the narcissistic parent. You have to always take care of them. So I've had clients who were just like, I don't know how to articulate in the middle of an argument what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. And I need time away to kind of think about what those things are so that I can come back and talk. And that's fine. If that's the strategy that you need to employ in order to heal this, do it. That's totally fine. You're going to find ways that work for you to help you heal these particular areas of your life that are difficult. These are really big sticking points for you. So your communication and your expression are yours and yours alone. And answering those questions, who am I? Why am I here? What's the purpose of my life? Are going to really help you bring out your own personal self-expression, what you think, feel, and believe, and help you to deprogram what the narcissistic parent told you should think, feel, and believe. All right, so this next area is something that is really important because it really encapsulates the entire thing that I'm talking about here. So narcissistic parents can really ruin your physical health. And this happens through your emotions. So if you're feeling scared, terrified, horrified, mortified, angry, enraged, sad, you're feeling all of these negative emotions. You're feeling shame and guilt. And you're feeling them on a daily basis. You're taking them on for your narcissistic parent. You're pushing them down into your own body. And you're feeling a lot. But you're not allowing yourself to feel because it's not appropriate for you to feel. So you're pushing those emotions into your body. And guess what happens over time? Your energy field gets drained and your biology eventually cannot handle it anymore. On a biological level, you've got cortisol moving all the time. You've got adrenaline moving all the time. And those things are meant to protect you in times of need. But when you're having to cycle through this every single day is a time of need, your body will start to recognize those normal hormones as toxic. And this will break down your immune system, so you'll have a much harder time fighting things as they come. I mean, think about autoimmune diseases. Your immune system attacks healthy tissue. It's attacking you. And in the work that I do, your immune system is your emotional body, it's your inner child, and it's located in the area of your gut, in your abdominal area. It's the second center of the human energy system. So when you look at all of those layers, those holistic layers, and start to understand that also food and environment and all those things impact your health and your wellness, the emotional root cause that you're holding in your body and the way that your body is getting drained will help you to get well. Getting to that emotional root cause, getting to that negative core belief that was installed in you, getting to the emotions that have built up and drained you over time, and also the way that your narcissistic parent has energetically hooked into you and drained your energy and may still be draining your energy today. I see this with people whose narcissistic parents passed away like 40 years ago, and their energy fields are still being drained by the programming, by the narcissistic parent, by the beliefs, by the way they were treated, by the resentment they're holding, by the fear they're holding. So this is what I really focus on, is helping you to release that emotions that have become toxic to your system over time, and helping you let it go from your body, because your body's holding the experience, your nervous system is holding that experience. That's the electrical system of the body, and that is very much influenced by your emotions, because emotions have a tremendous charge. and those negative emotions have a really tremendous charge. So your physical body can just be a wreck. I can tell you mine was a complete wreck. I had over a dozen illnesses by the time I was in my 20s. I was in and out of doctor's offices for almost a decade trying to figure out what to do. I was getting sicker and sicker and sicker by the minute. I was in therapy, traditional psychotherapy at the time. It wasn't until I found the work that I do today when I started to learn about energy work. I started to learn about nutrition. I started to learn about food and vibration and frequency and how all of those things will affect you and help you heal. And they will also make you worse. And so that's what I've really focused my whole career on, is helping people with a holistic viewpoint of how to heal from the wounds that abuse can create on your body. And this is any kind of abuse you went through: physical abuse, watching your parents get abused, watching your parents abuse alcohol or drugs, being checked out all the time, having them neglect you, having them not be there for you, emotionally neglect you, emotionally abuse you, narcissistically abuse you, sexually abuse you. All of those things will drain your body, so your physical body can really be damaged over time. And this is what I love to help people with. So if this stuff is resonating with you, just please know that you can book a free call with me and work with me directly one-on-one. A very limited number of clients that I take each month. So please go ahead and book that free call with me, and let's talk about if the work that I do could be a good fit for you. If you feel like you've hit a wall in traditional psychotherapy and you feel like you're tired of spinning in your story, and you know that what I'm saying is like, oh my gosh, that's the truth for me, please go ahead and contact me. If your intuition is going, yes, ding, 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 or go look at my website, look at my other videos on this channel. There's a lot of stuff for you on the channel. So please go check it out. I have so many things that I can help you with, so many resources. So if you don't have that much money, there's also my online course that really covers everything that I've been talking about today. It's a lower price point, and there's easy payment plans, and that can be really helpful for you as well. It's called Healing the 5 Primary Wounds of Parental Narcissistic Abuse, and it's a self-study online course. So all those links are going to be down in the description, and they're going to be in the comments below. So please check all of this out. Get help. You are going to need help if you went through narcissistic abuse. If your parent was a narcissist, you are going to need help to heal. All right. Thank you so much for listening to everything that I've had to say today. I hope this information resonates with you. And if it does, I truly, truly hope this information will help you get well now.